From Santa Maria, California, it's the 79th annual Elks Rodeo Parade. This year's theme, United We Stand, celebrates the strength of our community, coming together throughout the many challenges of the last few years. Together, we never gave up. Now, let's go streetside on Broadway to your hosts, KSBY News anchors Richard Gearhart and Janelle Padilla.
Good morning, Central Coast. Happy Saturday. Thank you for joining us. You're watching KSBY and the Santa Maria Elks Rodeo Parade for 2022. I'm Janelle Padilla.
And I'm Dave Hovde. Richard Gearhart, a little under the weather. I'm a meteorologist. I know when he's under the weather, he's under the weather. So I'm filling in, but really excited to be here. It's a beautiful day. Lots of folks are here.
Yes.
We're ready to go. Not our first rodeo. We got our hats on.
This is actually the 79th annual Santa Maria Elks Rodeo Parade. Right now we have Jaime Flores with us. We're going to speak to him in just a few moments. But definitely we're very excited. It was canceled in 2020, modified in 2021, and we're back in its entirety for 2022. Very excited to be here.
Look at all the folks out and about. It's great. They're all here. They've been gathering, hundreds of people, and this is a big part of this community.
Absolutely.
And to just see it come back to life is just something special. It's so great to be here.
All right, well, we're not alone on this parade route here. We actually have KSBY's Claudia Buzio on the route with the crowd, seeing everything up close and personal. Let's go ahead and check in with her.
Janelle, Dave, it has been an early morning for a lot of people here in Santa Maria. I've been stopping by asking some of these folks what their morning has looked like. Some stop for donuts, coffee, hot chocolate. They have some blankets. Even if it's a little cloudy, they're still making the most out of this event. And they can't wait to see some of those horses and special floats that will be here along the parade. But even right now, we can see we have the honor guard right here ready to go. We're gonna have a lot of things going on, and we'll be giving you some of those updates throughout the parade. But for now, let me send things back to you.
Thank you very much, Claudia. Now, obviously, this is taking up a big part of Santa Maria, so there's some road closures in the area that you need to know about.
Right, it'll be along Broadway. We want to show you a map right now of these closures. So just to be aware, the closure right now begins from Mill Street to Enos Drive. The parade begins at Broadway and Mill Street and heads south. Something to note, no parking is allowed on the parade route on Broadway between Fessler Street and Enos Drive.
So we're getting ready for the national anthem. Really excited about this because this kind of kicks off the official beginning of the parade.
It feels very good. Kicks off, and we're very excited to get to the end of the pandemic, and we're seeing all these events come back, and nothing's better than this Santa Maria Elks Rodeo Parade. That means a lot to our community here in Santa Maria. Well, we wish to welcome Paige Beal, who will be performing the national anthem today. Paige is a former valedictorian from Benjamin Foxen Elementary School and a lifetime Bobcat.
Currently a sophomore athlete at St. Joseph High School. She participates in 5 sports while being active in Associated Student Body. Paige is a volunteer with the Noontime Kiwanis Club and several other nonprofits, and she's excited to be a part of the Elks Rodeo Parade.
This is Kelly.
Standing for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts marched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say
Paige Beal with the national anthem, surrounded by the honor guard from Salinas Lodge, 614. Beautiful start to the Elks Rodeo Parade. Great to get it underway on this mostly cloudy day. Earlier there was some mist and some drizzle. Didn't stop anybody. We're all here. We've had a cup of coffee.
We're very excited here. Well, let's go ahead and before the parade really kicks off, we don't see any floats just yet coming. Let's talk to parade chairman Jaime Flores. Jaime, this is your first year as chairman, and then you said you have some big boots to fill.
Yes, good morning. I do, some very big boots. I'm going to take a little credit because I was able to hand select Paige to come sing our national anthem.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And
Good choice.
She is an amazing young woman, and we're so happy to have her here and the Beal family for bringing her out. So, but yeah, I do have some really big boots to fill, and I'm excited. It's a huge undertaking, but it's one of the biggest events in the community, and I feel like I have the right committee and the support from not just the rodeo community, but also from the Elks Lodge, and so I'm excited to be here.
So Jaime, a little bit earlier when we were off camera, you were telling us a little bit about the history and literally the boots to fill.
Yeah.
Tell us that story, because it really is a moving story about the history of Elks and the parade here in Santa Maria.
So one of our former chairman and longtime Elks member, Bobby Aquistapachi, who had a lot to do with this parade and the rodeo himself, and Clarence Minetti, those are the two kind of founding fathers of rodeo and parade here in town. After his passing, I was told the story of his Jeep that he owned and his cowboy boots were mounted on the front of that Jeep, and it was entered in as an entry in memoriam of him. So it's a really cool story, and there's a lot of history when it comes to both Clarence and Bobby here in the community when it comes to rodeo and parade.
And one other thing, so the Elks in Santa Maria, for folks who might be new to the area, it's just such a huge footprint here, and this really is old school Santa Maria. This is ag, this is rodeo, this connects to the true roots of the community. The Central Coast has changed so much, as you know, but this is really reaching back, and this is a cornerstone here. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. The Elks Lodge is not only one of the biggest lodges in California, the nation as well. There's over 3,000 members, and we do a lot for the community, and that's really what the Elks is about. It's about giving back through forms of scholarships, working with veterans groups. There's so many different committees down there that are just amazing, and they do so much great work and fundraising here. And this parade is definitely the foundation of what Santa Maria is about. The tradition, the rodeo, seeing the kids out here again, and you know, it's great to be out here, and everybody's seeing these floats come through these entries. It's going to be a great day.
And you know, we're coming out of two very challenging years, you know, out of this pandemic. And I know we had canceled it in 2020, modified it last year. What are you feeling from the community, you know, just to have it back in its entirety?
Well, all the phone calls and emails that we've been taking have been positive, and people are excited, and they're thanking us. And I think that goes to show that people have been wanting this event back. Last year was a little awkward, but we made it work. And I think overall, it was good to have the parade because the community really needed it, and it was a great event after it was pulled off.
You know, it's amazing when we look at just how many entries. Tell me a little bit about the whole group that you put together to bring everybody into town, because it's really a huge undertaking. Yeah, you're the head of it, but tell me a little bit about the rest of the organization and the work that goes into bringing it to life.
This parade is definitely not possible without the work of all the committees and the volunteers that make this thing happen. There's volunteers that showed up today that I had never met, but they've been doing this for so many years, and they know their roles, and they're out there and they're doing their jobs right now. At the end of the day, this is why we're Elks. It's because we want to give back, and this is our way to not only showcase our community, but give back to the community as well.
Right, and so you mentioned last year you were a volunteer as well, and now you've stepped into these big boots to fill. Tell us about your journey and what it means to you to be a part of this and be the chairman of the parade.
Well, it's an early morning, that's for sure. But you know what, at the end of the day, it's great because I get to meet all these great individuals that have been doing this for so long. You know, Tim Murphy handing over the reins to me. I mean, I appreciate the support he's given me and the support of the lodge. You know, like I said, it's good to be here with everybody.
So we're just kind of looking out here. The folks have been lining up all morning long. This is just such an incredible thing to have everything back here in Santa Maria. We're here by the VIPs.
Yes.
We have a lot of corporate sponsorship that makes this go too. Obviously a big financial, well, we're all going through a financial thing in the country right now, but the corporate help keep stepping up. Tell me a little bit about the partnerships that really make this the fuel for this too.
Right, yeah, our sponsorships, I mean, we couldn't have this without them. Of course, Santa Maria Chrysler Dodge Ram and Dodge nationally is a big part of why we were able to have this parade. The Deanne families and companies, because of their support, we're able to continue this. And our new partnership with KSBY, we're really excited about it. And yeah, it's a great thing. You guys have done an amazing job with everything up to this point.
We're very excited to be a part of this. But let's take the time to check in with Claudia Boosie, who's along the parade route, and she's talking to some people in the crowd about their excitement for today's parade. Hi, Claudia.
Hi, Janelle. Now, one big thing about the parade is really the importance of tradition and family values. And I want to introduce you to the Salinas family. They've been coming to this parade since the 60s, right, Sylvia? So tell us, why do you come? Thanks to your mom over here. So tell us about that tradition.
Yeah, my parents have been bringing us here since we were little, back in the 60s. And, you know, it's just been a tradition. We've been coming here every year now.
And it's multi-generational because you have your mom over here and then baby Eloise over here.
My granddaughter.
So tell us about her outfit
should I say.
and everything.
Yeah, she's wearing her little, what do you call it? Her little scarf, little dress. Shirt and her little boots. Show, baby. Say smile.
Show me your horse, Eloise.
Got a little horsey that they just bought.
Oh no, she got a little scared with the camera, but you can tell that she's having a good time here. Now, they even brought some donuts and coffee, but we're gonna let you go for now so you can enjoy some of that family time. But you can tell people are having a great time and they're ready to see some of those floats and marching bands. But for now, let me send things back to you.
Thank you, Claudia. So we can see the first band down the street right now, but we're going to take a little commercial break here. We'll be right back with more coverage of the 79th Annual Elks Rodeo Parade right here on KSBY and CW.
Welcome back to the Santa Maria Elks Rodeo Parade. I'm Janelle Padilla.
And I'm Dave Hovde, and that's the Santa Maria Marching Band behind us. It's the official beginning of the parade.
Yes, they're really kicking off. Action is kicking off right now. We're listening to this award-winning band. The band is led by drum majors Idalis Gill and Guadalupe Celerino under the direction of Samantha Quart with assistance from Mr. Leonard Bunton.
And their hope is that they make you twist and shout with the joy to be back enjoying the Elks Rodeo Parade.
Yes, very exciting here. And joining us now, we were just dancing a little bit too.
I love a good band, and especially right here in Broadway, it just wakes you up and gets you so excited, and you feel those drums. It's the best.
You made me excited. My goodness, I don't need a cup of coffee.
And we got
now.
more coming, so I'm very excited about that. Thank you guys for being here, Dave and Janelle. Good to see you.
It's great to see you
All
too.
right, this is Tony Gonzalez here. Tony was 2021 Grand Marshal for the Elks Parade, and he volunteered for the rodeo for the past 34 years, almost half of his life.
I started when I was 14 years old volunteering out here at the rodeo. Isn't that wild?
That is
And it's
wild.
crazy to think how fast it went, how many memories there are. But honestly, I'm just keeping up a tradition that was handed down to me. And I think that's what everybody here is doing. It's just an amazing deal.
Tony, you keep talking. Just behind us and what you're seeing on TV right now is Santa Maria Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. The Elks wish to thank them for their continued support of the parade. Visit Santa Maria Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, where your happiness is guaranteed. Great to have Chrysler here, part of the parade again.
You know, them as a sponsor has just been amazing. Not only there's a couple of loud motorcycles out here right now. Not only do they come in with money to help, but the support and the love that they give us. We have our VIP dinner there on Wednesday night, and they're just great people. We couldn't do this rodeo without any of the sponsors we have, including you guys.
And it's especially important now because we haven't had it for 2 years, and it's great to have everyone back and in full force.
These audiences have been amazing. Thursday night was packed, Friday night was packed, tonight's gonna be standing room, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I know you guys broke records with attendance in 2019. You're hoping to do that again this year.
Yeah, it's amazing. You think it couldn't get bigger, but the Tina and all the crew at the Elks, they just do a great job, and it gets bigger and better, becomes a destination event for us.
Absolutely.
What we're looking at right now is the Central Coast chapter of the Vietnam Veterans of America from Guadalupe. Their nonprofit is the only national Vietnam veterans organization chartered by Congress and exclusively dedicated to serving Vietnam veterans and their families.
And today they present their color guard made up of veterans from Chapter 982, the Boots and Shoots, the Shumash Color Guard, and their motorcycle riders group. Their founding principle is never again will one generation of veterans abandon another.
So when you run into a veteran today, say welcome home, and thank you for your service. You know, Tony, that is a big part and always has been.
Yeah,
Here, the parade is
yes.
the patriotism and just, you know, embracing what American culture is all
It
about.
comes with rodeo, and in rodeo, we start every rodeo with the Pledge of Allegiance, a prayer for safety, and it's a family event. You're getting live action. There isn't anything like this around, and the fact that we get this in our own town is amazing. We don't have to drive anywhere to do it. We don't have to go to Clovis. We don't have to go to, you know,
You drive
Reno.
5 minutes downtown.
We're right here. We can still enjoy our wine and the beach. It's awesome.
So you love bands, and we've
I do.
got the Tommy Kuntz Junior High School Marching Band next, and they're honored to participate in the parade under the direction of Jessica Husselstein. These 53 amazing student musicians represent hard work, perseverance, and dedication.
And they would like to thank the Elks, the Santa Maria Bonita School District, and the community for their continued support of the instrumental music program in our schools. All Santa Maria Bonita students have the opportunity to learn the band instrument for free. Instruments and classes are provided.
We hope you enjoy their performance, and they have a great day here at the rodeo. So, Tony, check this out. Look at the outfits.
Yeah.
This is beautiful. This is wonderful. Love to see the kids
I
involved.
never went to band camp, but I'm down. I mean, these
know.
guys,
We missed
they
an
got
opportunity.
style, they got class, and they sound great.
Yeah, whoever made fun of band camp.
What instrument would you have played, Tony?
Oh, I think a tuba. A tuba. Just to say tuba, tuba. Look at him. He's awesome. He's in the middle. Look at oh yeah. I'd do the tuba.
He's the center attraction right there.
If not, then the big drum. Remember that big drum that they banged to? That
Oh
looks
yeah,
like
the
fun.
bass
Easy.
drum, the
The
bass
easy
drums.
ones.
I was a trumpet player, and
Really?
So we did some parades. I'm telling you, it is not easy to do what
Oh,
they're
not
doing,
bad.
and they sound
You gotta be
fantastic.
pretty coordinated, right? I mean,
yeah.
you're walking, you're keeping time at the
I
same
wasn't,
time.
but somebody who was out here is.
All right. We have you as a great newscaster
Yeah,
now,
thank
so that's
you.
okay.
Appreciate that, buddy.
All right, let's see who's coming up here next. We have some, let's
Oh,
see.
look at this car. This is
Wow.
amazing. Is it Camaro, right? Oh,
Yeah,
look
that
at
looks like a Camaro to me.
The streets are really filling up. You know, people have been lining up here since 7 o'clock when we got out here. You know,
Yeah.
saving their space to get an up-close look at all these returning floats this year.
You know, I never thought I've driven in this and been in this several times. Being Grand Marshal and doing that was such an experience and so fun. I wish everybody could do it. But the good news is everybody can ride in the parade. Most of your Grand Marshals have already ridden them a gazillion times. It's fun.
Okay,
never
so
gets old.
you're looking at the Model A Ford Club of Santa Maria.
That is
They
awesome.
salute Elks for 7 decades of service to the community. They're enjoying their 18th Elks Rodeo Parade.
And she's just riding right up on the top of that car right
Yeah, their club's purpose is to promote the interest, education, and enjoyment of Ford cars and trucks built from 1928 to 1931.
I think that horn is from 1931. It sure sounds like it. Well, they're proud to host the 20th annual All Ford Car Show this September in Old Town Orchid. All proceeds benefit scholarships in the Industrial Technology Program at Allen Hancock College.
Their 40-member families wish you all a happy rodeo weekend. They salute the example of service set by the Elks as they stand united for Santa Maria and America. Look
So
at those
wonderful.
cars. That is
I
incredible.
love I call it a wooga horn. I don't even know what they're called.
Ooga.
But I
you know
love
what?
that.
That's the sound they make. That's
Yes.
for sure. Well, coming up now, we're going to take a listen to the El Camino Junior High School Marching
yeah.
Band. Oh, yeah. We're very excited about this. The band is a group of 7th and 8th graders whose playing experience ranges from 1 to 5 years.
For most of the students, this is their first time participating in a parade.
Wild.
Exciting, right?
Yes.
The band under the direction Aaliyah Larson, and they are playing a couple of songs today. Let's go band and rock it.
Yes, but we can't forget, right behind them is the El Camino cheer and dance team. I was a cheerleader. I didn't do band.
You
but I
don't
was a
say.
cheerleader.
I don't believe you.
That seems like a surprise
Hey,
to
don't
me.
get
I
out
don't
of
know
here.
why.
I feel there's sarcasm at this table right now. Well, these guys have been together for the past 2 months. The team is made up of 7th and 8th grade students. The team is advised by Estacia Zarling.
Here's the thing about this stuff. Being a parent, it's the parents, the families, the grandmas, the grandpas. Every one of these kids is out here because they have a family that supports them. So you got to think of how massive that is. This is the kind of community we want. Kids that are getting involved in parades and getting involved with their parents. This is a good deal, man.
That's
They
right.
sound great.
They
do.
Absolutely.
Look at that tuba. See the
this
two
is
tubas.
The 2 tubas.
Two tubas.
I don't think we're going to keep you on this stage much longer. You're going to run out there and grab one of those things pretty soon, I think.
Hold this guy back. Let them have their moment, Tony. Well, this is the 79th annual, but you can see, I mean, the younger generations are coming. We just saw with Claudia, with the little ones out there. You know, this is just a definite tradition we have in the community.
It is.
Here.
You know, I am kind of a not first generation rodeo person, but definitely performing or doing stuff in the rodeo arena. I am. but I've had my son out there, my daughter's been out there, and my grandson now is coming out to rodeo. So this, I'm telling you, this is Santa Maria, and it really feels good.
Well, here's the mayor, Alice
Look
Patino,
at
and
her.
the
She
city
looks so
council.
nice.
Also in some of those older cars, looking absolutely fantastic here.
Hi, Alice. Good to see
Mayor
you.
Pro Tem Mike Cordero also here, and Council Member Etta Waterfield, and Gloria Soto. So this is your leadership here in town. And by the
Yeah.
way, big coordination with the city, right, to pull
Yes.
this off. You've
We
got to
have to-
close the streets.
Yeah.
You've got to keep
People
them
don't
informed.
realize this is like a state highway. We have to get special permission for this, and it doesn't happen in California very often. So it's nice
And
that
it
we
just
get
keeps
this. How
growing.
you doing, Carlos? Good to see you and Mike. Two good guys, two great we're very lucky with the council members we have in this town.
Yes. All right, who's coming up here?
Well, you can see
I like that
Fuego
vet.
97.1 and the Santa Maria Chamber of Commerce for their support as well. So there you can see David Martin in his vehicle there, and the Fuego banner right behind. And we have Smokey Bear.
Smokey
I
Bear.
see Smokey
Oh,
Bear.
yes,
Smokey
Smokey the Bear. He's
Bear.
from the Los Padres National Forest. Everyone, please welcome Smokey the Bear. Smokey's here to remind everyone that while you are outside having fun, be careful with fire, and do not forget, only you can prevent
You have to
wildfire.
say it the way
Yeah.
he says it, though.
Only you can prevent wildfire.
Smokey helps us out with our mutton busters every night, and it's
I
fun to
love
have him
Mutton
out there.
Busted.
They
Oh
love
my
Smokey
gosh.
Bear. They love him way more than me.
He's popular among the kids, I'm sure.
Yes.
I don't know, my daughter is 4.5. She might run away from Smokey the Bear, but she should be very grateful for his message.
Yeah, they do a great job at promoting, obviously keeping things the way when you got to the forest, you're going to leave the same way. They do a great job. You instill that in the kids when they're little, they remember it the rest of their lives.
Let's check in with
Listen
Claudia
to that.
Bucio. Claudia, what's going on?
Hi, so now we are right next to Terry Strickland. She is the Grand Marshal for this year's parade. Your car is pretty amazing. Tell us what went into preparing for today.
This is John Human's Model A, and driven by Jay McCord, a good friend of ours and a good customer at the restaurant, and he was happy to have us drive us down here, first time in the parade. So this is fun.
Now I'm walking around right next to you, but tell us what does it mean to you to be the Grand Marshal for this year's parade that people were excited about because we didn't have it at full scale last year?
Yeah. Oh, it's just an honor. I feel like I'm representing our whole family, and it's just unbelievable. It's fun.
We're at the beginning, but so far, do you have any favorites that you've seen so far? Any floats, any marching bands?
Oh, I'm anxious to get to watch the rest of the parade and see the bands and the kids. Yeah, and I love the horses, and the law enforcement guys are great. So.
Well, thank you so much, Terry, for letting me catch up with you. But now let's send things over back to you, Janelle and Dave.
Thank you, Claudia. Nice job there.
Talking to the Grand Marshal, Terry Strickland. Terry is actually a native Santa Marian. She's the general manager of the Hitching Post restaurant in Casmalia, keeping alive the family's long tradition of Old West hospitality and great food. It's been her passion for over 5 decades.
And just rewinding a little bit, we saw that mounted posse from Santa Monica a little bit earlier there while we were talking, and that is incredible to see, to get those folks to come up and help out.
Yeah, and you think of those horses. I mean, you got that thing blaring out noises, and these horses are so trained and so good. They just keep going along. It's amazing the work that these people put into these animals, and it's really a credit to the equine folk of Santa Maria.
And how long? When do people start preparing for the rodeo and their floats and all that?
Oh, floats? I've had times where I built a float the night before or the day of. I kid you not, the day of
Not a
out there.
procrastinator.
Yeah, and then we've done like 3 days before. I don't know if there's a better way, but it's always a lot of fun to have the family out there putting up streamers and lights and stuff.
All right.
Hi Terry, how are you?
Grand Marshal Terry Strickland passing us again here. In her spare time, Terry stays active. We just want to
Yes,
tell a little
she
bit more
does.
about her in the Santa Maria Breakfast Rotary and in local politics, and occasionally play a little poker. She's a poker player.
Isn't that crazy?
She's been married for 42 years to her husband, George. Congratulations. They have 6 children, 6 grandchildren, and 6 great-grandchildren.
It's amazing to know that she plays poker, because now I know who not to play poker with, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know how to play poker that long, you know what you're doing.
We're so lucky to have that relationship with the Hitching Post. You know, they donate to our Golden Circle of Champions. They put that dinner on every single year. We get Mr. Ostini come out and dress as Willy Wonka. It's a lot of fun.
My gosh.
They're a great family.
This
great
is
family.
such a great community here.
Thank you so much for joining us while we're looking at the Boys and Girls Club of the Mid-Central Coast. Now, every child deserves a place to feel safe, and that is the whole point of the Boys and Girls Club of Mid-Central Coast.
Well, since stores opened first in Boys and Girls Club of the Mid-Central Coast has a strong reputation for providing safe, educational, and fun programs for local youth between the ages of 6 and 18, a really wide age range there. What started as one building, the flagship railroad site in Santa Maria, has now expanded to 2 counties and 13 sites with more than 2,700 registered members.
They believe every child has what it takes. Great futures start here. So it's so great to see that being a part of the parade this year.
Making a big difference for families in our community. You know, now more than ever, we need the help.
It's so fun to see these kids out here having a great time, getting out in the fresh air. I mean, they've been locked up for, what, 2 years? And
Right. That's why they're out here so early. They're
their
ready to
voices
get out
are
of the house.
prime and ready today. I love it.
Okay, next up, Flower Festival queen McKenna Board and her court. First runner-up Mercedes Oropeza, sorry about that. Second runner-up Miss Congeniality Brooklyn Culliver.
And Princess Brianna Garcia and Princess Sydney Brooks, due to circumstances beyond their control, the Flower Festival was not held in May this year. The association will be back on track in 2023 with the Flower Festival being held in June. We're all very excited for that. Look at that, that beautiful float, really.
We've got some teeth walking down the street.
I saw that. I was wondering what the heck was going on.
There are literally teeth walking down the street.
Reminder to brush your teeth.
Somebody lost a molar.
Somebody lost a molar.
He's walking down Broadway.
Here, now check this out. Look at that.
From Friendly Smiles. Well, right now, you know, we mentioned sponsors. You know, we couldn't make this event happen without the sponsors. We want to thank Cool Hand Luke, City of Santa Maria Valley Railroad, and Gugia Enterprises for their support of the 2022 Elks Rodeo Parade. And of course, these teeth for just looking so white and bright and reminding us to have good hygiene.
All we want for rodeo is our 2 front teeth.
That should be the next tagline there. All right. Next.
Okay, we're up with the Santa Maria Museum of Flight.
This is awesome. Look at this.
From its founding in 1984, the Museum of Flight's mission has been to preserve the past and present and the history of aviation's heritage and inspire future aviators in the Santa Maria Valley.
All right. This is we're going to be taking a quick break, but there's so much more to see at the Santa Maria Elks Rodeo Parade, but we'll be right back. We'll see you guys soon.
We have it. No, it's great.
Thanks for staying with us at the Santa Maria Elks Rodeo Parade. I'm Janelle Padilla.
I'm Dave Hovde in for Richard Gearhart today, and we have yet another good guest.
Yes, Doug Nelson is here joining us to talk about your involvement with the parade.
Well, I've been probably coming to this parade for 60 years. I was born and raised here in Santa Maria, and I think I came here probably, my mom brought me when I was about 4 years old, which would have been 1962. And I was a Grand Marshal of this parade in 2019. And since they didn't have one in 2020 and 21, I'm the longest reigning Grand Marshal ever.
Doug, tell me about getting kids involved every year round, because you have obviously grown up a little bit, but we see lots of young kids here. We want them to grow up and still be a part of it in the future, right?
Oh, absolutely. And the kids all come out to the rodeo grounds and they have a great time and learn about what rodeo's all about, and that it's not hurting the animals. They're out there to have fun, and actually it's the animal against man, which is a great thing. And if you haven't been out to the rodeo grounds, you need to come out and check it all out today or tomorrow and enjoy yourself.
Well, tell us a little bit about what's happening tonight. So it starts at 6 p.m.?
Yeah, well, the gates open at 6, or the rodeo starts at 6, I believe, tonight. And then tomorrow's the final go-round at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which is a great time, too. That's when all the champions are crowned.
We are looking at the Kings County Sheriff's Posse, by the way, right now. Good to get folks from out of town in the area, and that's a big part of this parade. It's not just Santa Maria. It's really Central California.
Yes.
You bet, and they've been around. The Kings County Mounted Patrol here has been here as far as I can remember. They've been here almost every year, and they always bring their horses. And you know how much it costs to drive over here right now at $6 or $7 a gallon, and haul a horse
is the way to
trailer.
go. That is the way. I need to gut
I don't
myself
think they
a
rode
horse.
over here. But
Let's mention one of the other sponsors here, Tognazini Beverage and Santa Maria Fair Park, local copies, Santa Maria Times, for their support of the parade as well. Really important to recognize those
All
folks.
right, yeah. Coming up behind us, it's the Santa Maria FFA, whose 2022 theme is Sin Miedo.
Listen to
meaning
them, they're so
fearless.
loud. This
They
is
are
great.
fearless. Sin Miedo there, which embodies their can-do attitude and positive spirit. They're totally positive this morning. They're proud of their 10 agricultural teachers and over 1,100 FFA members.
Santa Maria FFA is happy to be back this year in person and eager to carry on the tradition. We can hear that. They're
Yes,
definitely
they
eager.
are making themselves known this early in the morning. Proud to be a part of this parade. And as you mentioned, they start very early. And it's amazing that it's 79 years, but as you can see, the younger generation just really, it means a lot to them, and they'll carry it through as they grow up. So it's a very important event here in Santa Maria.
Yeah, I've been broadcasting in radio here for 40 years. I mean, I started on Sunny Country down the street here. Now I'm on Crazy Country in the San Ynez Valley, and it's just been a great time to be around people and see the city grow. I mean, this was the end of the street. I mean, right down here was the end of town when I was a little kid, and now it goes clear out to Orchid, and it's just all one big city. But they seem to come together, especially in a thing like this.
But this does harken back to the roots. We talked about this a little bit earlier in the coverage. This is old Santa Maria.
You
This
bet.
is ag, this is rodeo, this is what makes the Central Coast a destination and a place that people want to come and work and live and raise their families.
We've been showing those clips all week, all month long of the old parades, and I mean 6 deep up in the bleachers. I mean, it was incredible in those days. It was a smaller town, but everybody came, and now it looks like it's back to that.
Well, this is great too. We've got to talk a little bit about this. This is the officer's wagon,
yes.
the Santa Maria Elks Lodge 1538. The Outriders are escorting the wagon that's being pulled by Babe and Belle and driven by the lecturing Knights Chuck Biley.
Yeah, seated beside Chuck is the 2022-2023 Exalted Ruler, Matt Rodriguez. We know we like that term.
Yeah, we love it.
All of the Elks officers in the wagon are excited for this year's festivities in the community and are eager to support and help the Elks make this year one for the record books. We did set a record in 2019 with attendance, correct?
You bet. And
35,000.
Looks like it's going to be eclipsed this year because the last 2 nights have been jammed.
Oh, right. We're excited to hear about those numbers after the whole event wraps up. It's very popular. A lot of people out here lining Broadway in Santa Maria.
You know what's great about this too? When you come out here, as you have for so many years, you see friends and neighbors, don't you? This is like, it's like a gathering spot, right?
Yeah, it really is. And people always sit in the same spot, you know, and you know where to walk up and down the parade route and find the people, you know. I've ridden in the parade a few times, and I know exactly where everybody is along the parade route.
Well, we were here at sunup when it was drizzling out here. There were people already like scoping out their spots, and they were not going to give it up.
I wasn't going to say anything about that, Dave, but that's okay. You brought the drizzle with you.
Oh, you know, he usually does. No, I'm just being.
Let me say something.
I knew I
about
was
this,
not going to get away with it without taking a little.
Well, let's take a quick look here. This is Jimmy Ostavani with the 1943 Willie's Jeep. Cesar Contreras of LKG Services and Sales with his friend Ostavani. Yeah, it is gorgeous. Can't miss it. You know, it's almost snuck by us. Jeep Willys were designed for combat in World War II. The construction of this Jeep was developed in competition with Ford GPW in 1941.
Now the speed ranges up to 60 miles per hour in high range and 33 miles per hour in low range. The gross weight of the Jeep is 3,353 pounds, restored by Jimmy in 1994.
I need to know the gas mileage on that. What does it get per gallon here? Or do we not want to know? We don't want to know.
I wouldn't want to fill that up for this, I'll tell you.
Not for this. Get a horse to carry it across.
El
All right,
Fuego.
El Fuego. Next we have Fuego, 97.1 FM radio and the National Morning Team. The Showboy Show is a fun, relatable, and positive radio show heard in the morning on Fuego 97.1 FM.
It has become the most influential bilingual Latino morning show in America. Thanks to you, Showboy is brought to you by Coach Frankie and the Transformation Institute.
Now these horses are something else right here.
Wow. It is amazing. There's so much noise and the crowd cheering, and they just do what they gotta do and stay the course. That is incredible. We want to take some time to thank our sponsor, one of our sponsors, Community Bank of Santa Maria, Stevens and Stevens Law, the Lar family, Key Termite, and John and Prudence Noon for being band sponsors of the 2022 Elks Rodeo Parade.
And the Charro Group is also brought to you by Fuego 97.1 FM radio.
All right, joining together right now is behind us is Night Broadcasting, and
Well, that'll be after these guys.
after these guys. So these guys.
We must have had a change here.
Well, I think we can just marvel
This
at
is
the
the El
amazing
Charros. These guys
horsemanship
are-
here.
Yeah, they have some amazing horses, and they can make them do about whatever they want. They come down here every year out of Napomo, I believe, and they bring these beautiful horses down.
That's one thing you can rely on every year at this event is just
And I
these
want to,
beautiful
if I
horses.
could, say hello to these guys from Santa Maria High School football who are taking the sponsor flags down the route every day. And we also have Boy Scouts doing the same thing. And once in a while, if there's horse groups, we have Road Apple Rangers, we call them.
Okay.
They have shovels, and they follow the horses.
Well, as you can see, a lot happening on the parade route here. Claudia Bucio, we're going to go ahead and check in with her and see what's going on out there. Hi, Claudia.
Hi, Janelle. I had to join the party, so I'm here with Good Samaritan Shelter and with case manager Brian. So tell us just a little bit about you being part of the community and the work behind with your float.
Well, actually, what we do is we house homeless and homeless veterans. That's our main mission, is to get them off the streets. Our float is just to represent. So,
Do you normally participate in the parade?
I pretty much participate every year.
So what does it mean to you to finally be back full scale with this parade here in Santa Maria?
I'm glad it's going. With COVID and everything, it's bringing the community back together, and it brings us all together actually. So.
And just last thing, Brian, for those who want to learn more about the organization, what do you want the community to know about the work you guys do?
That basically that there are homeless out there and there's people in need, and we're just a touch of what they can get, reach out to get help.
Thank you so much. Woo! Live TV right there. Thank you so much for letting me chat with you and letting me hop on with this float. But we'll send things back to you, Janelle and Dave.
Thank you, Claudia. Amazing. I'm Dave Hupty along with Janelle Padilla, and we're joined with Doug Nelson, who's been here lifelong parade man, expert, I guess we would say.
I'm kind of jealous Claudia was able to get on a float. Maybe next year we'll be able to get out there.
I just wanted to get back to my previous point that the weather here has not changed in 60 years. It's always foggy in the morning and it's always sunny in the
Well, what would you
afternoon.
rather have it be? I think this is perfect weather.
Yes,
I
it is.
feel very
It's perfect.
comfortable.
I wouldn't want to. I mean, you guys, when you got here, it was almost raining.
Yeah.
But now it's gorgeous.
No,
does that mean,
Janelle was
Dave?
saying, how much more mist and drizzle would it take to get out of the drought? A lot more is the answer.
So this is a good sign. It's a good sign, right?
So the Good Samaritan
we've got
folks
a-
are going by us
Yeah,
right
we got
now,
a
by the way, in the
dignitary coming up
background.
next, though.
And,
All right. Well,
check out the horns on this car.
yes, absolutely. That's 5th District County Supervisor Steve Lavanino. Supervisor Lavanino represents the cities of Santa Maria and Guadalupe. Steve is the founder of the annual Veterans Stand Down event that provides our local veterans with everything from food and clothing to medical care, housing needs, and employment.
Steve is a proud Elk and member, and he and his wife, Marion, want to wish you a safe and happy Elks Rodeo weekend.
All right. All right, pulling up behind us here is the Community Bank of Santa Maria.
Oh, here's some of your folks you were talking about earlier, Doug, with the shovels.
There they are, the Road Apple Rangers. That's
The Road Apple
Got to get a
Rangers,
shot of those guys.
the real heroes of the parade. We should give a clap.
Everybody wants
round of
clean
applause
streets.
for these
Everybody
guys.
wants clean streets. So we're just kind of looking up the street right now. You know what's interesting? When you're broadcasting a parade, every once in a while you turn around, you just kind of start watching it. You forget you're on live TV.
You get a little lost in it because it's so much fun and everyone's very much into it here. We do want to remind people the Elks Rodeo Parade would like to invite everyone to attend the Foodsco Rodeo Parade Fair at the end of the parade route on Broadway between Stowell and Enos. There will be free concerts, bouncy houses, rock walls, and game movers.
Great food, prizes, Legoland tickets, homemade cast iron Santa Maria style barbecue, movie passes, and hundreds more. The Foodsco Rodeo Street Fair runs from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
All
And we want
right.
to thank our friend Ed Carcari for that. He's part of the parade committee, and he's been part of the Santa Maria Chamber of Commerce for many years.
We have Americans Veterans United behind us
I think
right
they want
now.
us to pay attention to them.
Yes.
With that honking out there. American Veterans United, founded in 2012, is a local nonprofit veterans organization that helps all veterans obtain benefits and process claims through the VA system.
They hold regular informational meetings and host social events and fundraisers. Of course, very important. We talked about this before. Big part of the parade.
Absolutely. Who's coming up next here?
We've got some of those Santa Maria High School students, as we talked about a little bit earlier here. There you can see. There you can see the Veterans Parade again as they kind of roll by, the
All right.
American Veterans United.
Yes. We don't want to miss Miss California Rodeo Salinas.
Actually, they call it Rodeo.
Rodeo.
Yeah, they're a little bit different up there, but
Yes.
they like Rodeo Drive, and it's always been the Salinas Rodeo.
This is Emily Cullens. She'd like to invite you to the 112th celebration of California Rodeo in Salinas, July 21st through the 24th. It's the largest professional rodeo in the state of California with rodeo action, food, shopping, and more. This year's entertainment includes chuck wagon races, trick riders, and freestyle bullfights.
Oh my gosh, I love saying it like that.
Actually,
Rodeo.
when I was a little kid, we always were going to go to the rodeo. So,
All right,
you know,
we're about to.
somewhere I went to
Doesn't
rodeo.
matter what you call it, as
Somewhere
long as you
along
go.
the
All right, we're listening to Rigetti Warrior Marching Band. Today they're playing Bruno Mars' Uptown Funk. What a jam. Kansas is Carry On My Wayward Son and the Rigetti fight song on Rigetti. The Warrior Band is under the direction of Charlie Kim. Let's take a listen.
Oh, they're doing Bruno Mars.
Yeah. Okay, I just said that, Dave Humdy.
I got lost again.
Maybe it's too cool for what you just
Here's the thing. I've been waiting to say this next one, so when we show you this, when we look through the scripts this morning, we've got cadiddle hoppers coming.
Could you?
Oh, yeah.
This
is
was
the
saved for
cadiddle
Dave Humdy,
hoppers.
so we could say it.
I was warning everybody, by the way, if you are afraid of clowns, you might just want to look away from the TV for a moment, because we got some clowns coming up. They're the cadiddle hoppers from Santa Maria Elks Lodge 1538 Clown Troupe.
Looks like there's only one cadiddle hopper today, though.
Only one cadiddle hopper? Well, how many do you need?
All right.
They bring smiles and joy at the Elks nonprofit events. Jelly, Jokey, Robin, Tinkerbell, and Toothpick
Love these names.
are proud to be carrying on the tradition and being part of the parade since its inception 79 years ago.
Oh, gotta love a good clown. There
I
you
don't
go.
know what the dog is. The dog might be.
He's an honorary clown this morning. All right, this is a good time to check back in with Claudia out there on the parade route. What's going on out there, Claudia?
Now, I'm sitting here with Madison and Mason. This is a family tradition for them. These two are best friends. That's their cousin over there. But I want to ask them just, what are some of your favorite things so far, Madison?
I am liking the horse riding and the girls that are dancing right now.
Now, it turns out that Mason has a friend that's doing gymnastics, right? So tell us, what did she just do?
She was doing that bar on the float and stuff.
Now, what is something that you've loved so far in the parade, Mason?
The marching bands and the cars.
Now, you can see the kids are having fun. How many years have you... Who?
My grandma's the judge.
Oh, her grandma is a judge. So you're pretty proud of grandma, aren't you? Tell me about your grandma then.
So my grandma, she really, I forgot a lot of stuff about her, but I just know that I used to live with her, but my mom and dad couldn't take me, so I lived.
So I'm sure you love your grandma a lot, huh? Are you excited to see her there then? Well, you can tell the kids are taking it all in, seeing the marching band, seeing other kids dance, so they're all having a blast. They're all ready, they have their chairs and everything. They came in pretty early to make sure they could snatch a good spot to watch the parade. But I'll send things back to you so you can talk more about some of those guests and floats.
Thank you, Claudia. So just going past us, the Central Coast Chordsmen
Soothing sounds, really.
Yeah,
I like that. That was
really
very
good.
just relaxed
Well, we've got
me.
another guest joining us.
Yes.
Anthony Lucia.
Yes,
Good
sir.
to see you.
I'm glad to be seen.
And you are one of the announcers for the actual rodeo,
Yes.
which has been, everybody's talking about it. It's
Yeah.
been so great. Tell me a little bit about how it's been going so far.
It's been awesome. We've had 2 great performances of professional rodeo action. Myself, Wayne Brooks, the legend Bob Tallman, rodeo announcer, Pro Rodeo Hall of Famer. We've our job has been easy because the rodeo itself has been so fun. The great entertainment that Flying U Rodeo has lined up, Tina Tinashe and her entire team. Of course, the competition itself, when you have a rodeo of this magnitude, and people in Santa Maria don't really realize how big this rodeo is in the grand scheme of professional rodeo, and with everything that's going on in the world, and it's so good to be back in Santa Maria to not only see this community just come together, but also to see the great competition of professional rodeo.
Well, that's one thing you kind of touched on there. There's an authenticity to this event that is not true of all events, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many events, and nothing against them, but there's different brands of events. Some are more commercialized, some are more, I would say, big businessy. But this is the blue collar event. This is the last blue collar sport. And when you come to Santa Maria, you feel that. When I landed in San Luis Obispo a couple days ago, when you come into Santa Maria, there's an excitement in the air. And there's a lot of places that you don't get that. But Santa Maria really just embraces professional rodeo. And for me, as an announcer, the biggest rodeo fan in the world, it makes me feel nice.
It feels good to be
glad
here.
to have you here, yeah.
And it's, you know, there are hundreds of rodeos,
Yeah.
but we really, Santa Maria Rodeo is one in the top tier
It is.
of the group. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I was in Palmer, Alaska last week for a rodeo, professional rodeo extreme bull riding competition. And they were saying, where are you going next? And I said, the Santa Maria Elks Rodeo. And even them, in Alaska, they knew about Santa Maria. Anywhere you go from coast to coast, border to border, this rodeo has set itself apart with not only the competition, but the amount of money that is raised for the community, the benevolence showed by the Elks and so many other organizations. It's mind-blowing.
Anthony, continue in a minute, but first I want to announce who's behind us right now. This is Orchid Academy High School Band and their drum majors as well. This is incredible. Look how they look today.
Do you know this song, Dave Humvey?
Oh, because I'm happy. Are you happy? Are we all
We're all
happy?
happy out here at the Santa Maria
Oh, you put
Parade.
me on the spot there, Janelle.
We both sang a little. We're not going to live that one down.
So what's great about this band, they just took first place in the coveted Esprit de Corps Awards at the Music in the Park competition at Knott's Berry Farm. That's their small competition.
They look polished. They look like they have it down. All right, Anthony, what are some of the highlights? Is this the first time you've been to this?
This is my second
Your
year
second
here.
year.
Yeah.
Okay, what impresses you about the Santa Maria Rodeo?
I would just have to say that the community.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not just saying, I'm not pandering to the local audience. It's the community. And coming out to the parade like we're seeing here today, the streets are lined. So many different organizations have stepped up, woke up early on this beautiful Saturday morning to strut their stuff and support. And it's just that. The community, the charities, the Golden Circle of Champions. If you get a chance, go check that out. It is the choice of the Santa Maria, the charity of choice, the Santa Maria Elks Rodeo, and getting to work with 2 of my heroes, Wayne Brooks, Bob Tallman. I can't quantify how special this week has been and will continue to be because we've still got 2 amazing performances remaining.
Right, and so
Just going by us here, Robert Long, the commander of the Space Force Base, Delta 30, out of Vandenberg. So that's a big important part of this region as well. As we bring in schools, we bring in charity organizations, we bring in sponsorships and bands in high schools and junior high schools and kids watching the parade.
Yeah.
This is really for all ages.
Yeah, it's amazing, and there's so much. There's something for everybody, and that's kind of the theme of what I've said to everyone that I've talked to. If you come to the rodeo, the midway, the concerts, all the things happening, there's literally something for everybody. You don't have to be necessarily a true blue rodeo fan. The experience itself is worth the price of admission.
So we could probably talk you into coming back.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that's a no-brainer. You know, we're talking over the Orchid School District Junior High School Marching Band, who are just giving it their all this morning. This band is 40 students, but from both Orchid Junior High School and Lakeview Junior High. They're under the direction of Josie Coburn.
This is their first parade, so the students are excited to be here.
Yeah.
They don't sound like it's their first parade.
No.
They sound amazing.
Not their first rodeo either, I guess.
No,
You
not
can't
at
say
all.
that. You can't say that.
We love to say that, but it's
We
true
do.
this time.
All right, so I know it's a very entertaining, event, the rodeo, but it also, a lot's on the line for these riders.
Absolutely, yeah. For all the contestants in professional rodeo, every dollar that is earned here, over $120,000 is up for grabs. This is a huge rodeo in the state of California, but also in the world of professional rodeo. As you said earlier, there's 600 professional rodeos throughout the year. $43 million is paid out each and every year, and every dollar here will help a cowboy or cowgirl earn their way to the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas, Nevada every December. That's the Super Bowl, that's the World Series, that's a $13.3 million event where we will crown our world champions. And I said it last night, the road to the NFR, the road to our national finals goes through Santa Maria.
Oh, that's amazing.
That
I love
makes
it.
us
I
feel
love
pretty
it.
Special here.
We got the right guest here, that's for sure. I'm excited.
All right, we just want to remind everybody about the rodeo at 6 p.m. tonight
Yes.
at the Elks at the Unicall Event Center. Final rodeo performance will be Sunday at 2 p.m.
Yes.
And there is a participants barbecue from 10 until 12:30 after the parade at the Community Bank of Santa Maria. And there's plenty of seating and parking. Can you just tell us a little bit more about these events?
Yeah, you can go to elksrec.com to find out more and see a complete schedule. Also get your tickets. I did hear a rumor that tickets are almost sold out for tonight and tomorrow. So if you're gonna go, you better get on it. elksrec.com, check it out. You see a full list of all the events. And as I said, it's more than just a rodeo when you come out to the Santa Maria Elks Rodeo grounds. There is so much shopping, of course, the amazing food, the fair, the rides. There's something for everybody. And if you guys don't mind, I want to actually get out there and get to having fun.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure talking to you.
so
We
much.
look forward to seeing you tonight.
Good to
Thank
see you.
you.
Well, what we've been looking at in the background, we had the Marine Reserve just go by us a second ago, and just kind of looking at, there they are. They're also promoting Toys for Tots. Talked a lot about how this parade and the rodeo all benefits a number of groups. So for a lot of these groups, it's an opportunity to showcase the need and how people can help out.
Absolutely, and we couldn't do it without the sponsors. And we want to thank Cool Hand Luke's, City of Santa Maria Valley Railroad for their support of the 2022 Elks Rodeo Parade. There is still a lot more to come for the parade, but for now we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Welcome back. I'm Janelle Padilla. Thanks for staying with us for the 79th Annual Elks Rodeo Parade.
We've been having a great time, and Claudia Bucio has been doing a great job for us.
Running
She's
around.
actually been on some of the floats. What are you doing now, Claudia? I'm excited to see.
It sounds like I can be on the dance team here for Garcia Dance Studio. Laura's teaching me some basic steps here. I think I kind of have them down, sort of. She told me I could join the team, so I'll take that. But Laura, I wanted to ask you, Laura, tell us the preparation you guys had to do in order to prepare for this.
Well, we've been preparing for the year, most of the year, with all of our costumes and our designs and our choreography. We're getting ready for Fiesta's Parade. We've done a Lompoc Flower Festival when it was happening 2 years ago. And we're just excited to do all the parades. We prepare this parade routine for about the whole month.
Now, we have little girls, older kids too. Tell us about the different genres you guys perform.
Well, we have about 200 students ranging from age 3 to adults. We have flamenco, salsa, hip hop, ballet. We have, cha-cha. We do, I think I'm missing one. Ballet, salsa, flamenco, hip hop, and we have a Disney team too that goes to Disneyland.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You can tell there's a lot of passion here. So just one last thing. What do you want the community to know about the work and how you guys participate in this?
This is our 25th year in Santa Barbara County, so we're so excited to spread dance and joy to everybody in the county. We just want to thank all of the people of Santa Maria for supporting us and for having the best time out here as we dance for you at the Santa Maria Elks Rodeo.
Well, let me have you do a little twirl, please. Woo! So I'm going to keep dancing here, so let me just send things back to you.
Thank you, Claudia. Great job.
Claudia has some moves.
She does. Okay, here we go, Janelle.
Can we be
No,
the parade?
she's so much better
you know
than
what?
we are.
I want to introduce you guys to people who actually really do have moves.
Okay,
Dave,
good.
We're just faking it here. These are trick riders, Madison, McDonald, and Piper Yule. You guys are trick riders performing at the rodeo this year. We had a little preview on Daybreak yesterday. It was amazing what you guys do out there.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for having us.
How do you even get into something like that? Where does it start? You got to tell me.
Well, honestly, I think we both just saw it, and it kind of caught our attention, and then we just found some people that would, teach us, and then it's kind of just gone from there. I've taught her since she was about 4 years old,
Wow.
so it just is one of those things that you find somebody, and then you just start on the rope. Yep.
So you got to have to pass it along, really, right, to keep it going?
Yes, 100%, because it was kind of a dying art for a while there, and now we're starting to get a lot more people, a lot more girls back involved, and it's really grown in the last few years.
So tell us, some people don't know what trick riding is. Can you kind of describe it for us?
Yes, the best way to describe it is gymnastics on horseback, and I always say it's everything you're not supposed to do on a horse.
I saw you guys have this technique where you lean forward, there's a lot of balancing, and you did 1 foot in the air. It was pretty incredible out there.
Yes,
it's very fun to watch.
Lots of balance and lots of practice.
And Piper here, you're just 12 years old, but you started, I guess pretty early, so you have 8 years experience already.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so what's your favorite thing about it?
I like the energy of it, and I love going to perform in front of crowds and all those people. It's so exciting to just.
Well, what's the feedback been like? Because a lot of people, not too many people in it, but a lot of people don't get to see it until you get out and do it. What's the reaction been like?
It's been awesome. The reaction has been amazing. Everywhere we go around town, people are recognizing us, and that's why we do it, and we love to entertain.
Oh, by the way, I just got to let you know the sun came out, and we have
we
have some dancers behind us as well. Oh boy, this is something.
Let's check out who's coming up right behind us here. This is the Garcia Dance Studio. They're celebrating 25 years in Lompoc Valley and are under the direction of Laura Garcia.
The studio has won many awards and trophies, including first place at the 2021 Elks Rodeo Parade with over 150 dancers from 3 years old and up. The dancers perform all over the Central Coast, including the Magic Disneyland Parade.
Oh my gosh, that is so awesome. Leading the group in today's parade is Garcia Dancer of the Year, Kaya Brown. Ole!
For the Garcia Dance Studio.
All right.
Check this out, wow.
Bringing the energy, just like you, Madison Piper, to the rodeo. Are you guys performing tonight and tomorrow?
Yes, we will be going again tonight and tomorrow afternoon.
All right. Do you have any special tricks you want to describe for us that you're doing, or is it a surprise out there?
Well, we're going to try to keep it a surprise. We like to try to switch it up every night so to keep the fans entertained.
All right. Is this your first year at the Santa Maria Elks Rodeo?
This is my second year. I was here last Labor Day, and then this is Piper's first year.
All right. Hey, have you guys been having a good time so far? Any highlights of the...
It's been so fun. I'm so thankful that I got to come this year.
Well, we're absolutely grateful to have you guys. It's very excited to speak to you in person because I was admiring your tricks yesterday. It was really incredible what they do out there. Yeah. All right, thanks so much.
Thank
you guys.
All right, let's check back in out on the parade route and see what is going on right now. We've got some folks coming down this. They've got a tennis net.
A tennis net. Oh, this is pickleball.
Pickleball.
Oh.
Well, but you know what? I got to say, we've got tennis on KSBY.
We do. But pickleball is making a big, I don't want to call it a comeback, it's just making a big imprint in our community. They're a newcomer to the parade. Santa Maria Pickleball was established in 2015. They're a group that really enjoys playing the sport of pickleball.
They encourage all Santa Marians to give it a try. It's a sport that can be played from youth to seniors. They work with the city of Santa Maria and now have 6 dedicated pickleball courts at the Hagerman Sports Complex. Come out and play, Janelle. They're actually playing.
You know, I've been very curious.
Have you done it?
No, I haven't, but I've been very curious, and I wasn't sure exactly how, but I'm getting a front lesson right now.
I have done this.
You have?
Yeah. So the people who are really good at it don't actually move around all that much. I run around like it is the French Open.
So you're not very good at pickleball,
I am not
Dave.
good at it at all.
All right, take some notes on see how the pros play right here. The Santa Maria Pickleball Club.
They look so fit. I think I'm going to have to start doing it.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to start doing it.
I'll play you. All right.
will?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's going to make it on Daybreak for sure.
All right, let's give us another shout out to these sponsors who are making the 79th annual Santa Maria Elks Parade happen. We want to thank Tognazini Beverage, Santa Maria Fair Park, Local Copies, and the Santa Maria Times for their support of this year's parade.
It takes so much to put this all together. And speaking of put together, Claudia Bucio has been giving us the insight on everything. We're going to go back to Claudia now. Claudia, impress me.
Impress me with those dance moves.
Dave, I got the scoop. Now this float right here gives me a Indiana Jones, Pirates of the Caribbean vibe. I'm here with Michael Clayton, who's been working very hard to make this happen. Tell us about the behind the scenes.
Well, this is our 59th parade to be in, and we're just enjoying it. And it's a rodeo. It's a beautiful day out. Santa Maria, like you'd expect. We're having fun. We're making our way to the ocean with this big ship, and that's where we're going. How about you?
Well, I'm having fun, learning a lot about these floats. You said it took you 2 years to do this?
2 years to build it, and we're happy that we made it, and we're looking good, and just having fun. That's all.
Just tell us, describe it. Like, what kind of materials did you have to use?
It's made out of
Let's get closer so we can take a look at it.
steel, made out of all the stuff that makes a ship. And we just enjoy the fact that we're taking it down Broadway right now and just having fun. So you guys have a great day. And
I just want you to show us. You had some moves. So Kenny, if we can just show the camera over here, we want to show some of the rope moves he had. You can tell they're having a blast over here. We wanted to show you some of those moves, but I'm just going to keep following along and just take one last look at this big ship right here. But for now, let me send it back to you, Dave, and I hope you're still impressed.
Always impressed, Claudia. Always impressed. Absolutely great job with Michael B. Clayton there.
And bringing Lady Justice back again this year. It's always so fun to see that elaborate float from Michael B. Clayton there.
I've just got to look right now myself. That is something else.
Yeah, well, he's been helping to ensure justice with Lady Justice for 3 decades.
He definitely knows a symbol when he sees one, right?
That's always a really fun float to see. A lot of action happening on Lady Justice.
I don't think anybody's ever accused Michael B. Clayton of being subtle about anything. He knows how to do it right.
He's a household name for sure. All right. Well,
look at him owning the street right now, just kind of walking up. I got to check that out. That is something else.
Let's see that ship sailing down Broadway in Santa Maria. You don't get to see this very often.
Just want to name a couple more sponsors while we have a second here. Community Bank of Santa Maria, Stevens and Stevens Law, the Lar family, Key Termite, John and Prudence Noon, and for being the band sponsors of the 2022 Elks Rodeo Parade. So again, you get a look at Michael Clayton there. He's got the whip out. That is something else.
All right, we're seeing the Lady Justice, but now we're bringing in the Lady of Santa Maria, Mayor Alice Bettino. Welcome.
Morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning, Mayor. How are you today?
I am fine, thank you.
It's good to see you.
Well, it's good to be seen.
How does it feel for this event to be back in its full glory?
Let me tell you something. This is great, and people are so excited. This is probably the one time that I really can recall going down the parade route, and everyone is so excited, and they're waving, and they're happy, and I'm just thinking, it's so noticeable. They're happy to be out. Everyone's happy.
It's been a couple years, and we're very excited for this to
Look
come
at this.
back.
You sit down and the sun comes out again, Alice.
I know it. I do.
Oh, you
I
really do
Mayor.
have power in this
Call it
town.
the sunshine. Right.
The Lady of Santa Maria, everybody.
We love your hat. You definitely got all put together for this. Look fantastic.
Well, see, my family rodeos, okay? My kids rodeoed in high school and in college. My grandkids are at the rodeo at Team Ropers. And so, yeah.
I mean, so for the past couple years...
I don't even like to be on a horse, but I
well, leave that to everyone else in your family, every single other
person.
person.
You're right.
Yeah, so I'm sure that you felt, people missing this businesses, the local economy. It's just been something really missing from Santa Maria, and it's so wonderful for it to be back. What's the feedback from the local community?
I haven't heard anything really, and I will, this coming week, I'm sure. But people were so excited, just looking forward to the parade, looking forward to the rodeo. And we didn't have the mini rodeo this year, but Tina said it'll be on next year, and I want to help out with that. So I love that.
I'm very excited.
So, Alex, tell me one thing. Santa Maria has grown, it's changed. It's become quite huge, but there's an authenticity to this that everybody talks about, this parade and kind of connecting to the roots of the community. Tell us a little bit about that. Obviously, as the leader of the town, you know about that more than anyone.
I can remember as a kid, you went out and bought new Levi's for the rodeo, and it was so exciting. You went to the parade and you went out to the rodeo grounds, and now it's more than just one day or 2 days besides just the parade. And Butch Seamus and Clarence Minetti were always out there. And it was just exciting. It was always exciting. My aunt and uncle lived in San Luis Obispo, and it was a great big deal for them to drive down to Santa Maria and go to the parade and bring my cousins. Everyone got excited about it, and I just see it's still there. The excitement is there.
It's not dying down at all. I mean, tens
No.
of thousands of people in attendance over these 4 days. And
Go to the rodeo, and the stands are packed.
Yeah.
I was there Thursday night. I was there yesterday morning for the slack to watch the team roping, and I mean the stands are absolutely packed. Packed, and people are excited.
Yeah. I mean, you start them young too. You see, I mean, the streets are lined not only with the older generations, but also the young ones, starting them early, getting that enthusiasm and pride in Santa Maria.
There's all these little kids, and they're dressed in boots, and they've got hats on, and they're excited, and they're awake. And I'm thinking, you know, it's hard for me to wake up this time of the morning when you're going for a couple of days, but they're wide awake, and they're excited to see the horses, and they're pointing and everything. It's exciting for them.
Yeah, it's an event that keeps growing.
It is. It is.
I think the amazing thing is this is an authentic one with a big history. A lot of communities are trying to do stuff like this.
You know
but
what?
when you come back, this is one of the originating events.
If you go out to the rodeo grounds and you see the team ropers, the local ones, they're all local. They've been doing this for years. And like I said, with Clarence Minetti and Butch Seamus, and they were out there starting this, and they were every place getting this all together. People love it. It's their sort of hometown, small town rodeo that's gotten really big. Really big.
Now, on a national level, we just spoke to one of the rodeo announcers, Anthony Lucia, who says this is one of the top tier rodeos out of hundreds across the U.S.
It has grown with leaps and bounds. It is so recognized, and it's on TV also on the Cowboy Channel. You get to see everything, right?
All right, let's see. I think who's passing us now? They're making music as they pass.
That's a Chato group back there.
It's incredible. I'm glad you have a microphone right up next to your mouth there, Alice, because it's hard to hear you. This is incredible. Dancing horses again. This is...
I don't know what Chato group this is. Does it say Salinas?
They sound, I mean, the R&L group?
Yeah, I
Does
think
that sound
yep.
right?
Yep, I think
All right,
it is.
The R&L group. They're formed by a group of friends from the Central Coast who every year participate in this traditional Elks Rodeo Parade. That's what you see every year, people coming back. And then also new additions this year as well.
And you know what, my father-in-law and was it Mr. Camacho from Guadalupe, they had a Chato group, and it was probably the first Chato group in Santa Maria, and they always rode black horses, and they were in the parade every single year with their beautiful, beautiful outfits on.
Yeah, it's great that people from the area get together,
That's right.
and from people outside the area are still drawn here like gravitationally to this event.
So what, they had over 120 entries this year, I guess, and not that many last time, but all these entries, people want to be here, And when you're riding in the parade, you always want to be behind a band, not the horses, behind the band, because you want to hear all the great music, because it just helps put you in the spirit.
It wakes you up. We have people who are lining up here really early this morning.
For what it's worth, you know, after not having this for a while, you kind of realize what you missed.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people were drawn here today for the excitement that they've been lacking for a little bit
You
here.
know, I've seen this in just different things, meetings I've gone to, people so excited about getting back together and even being nice to one another. It's just a whole different.
Well, it's such a community event too. We get to see you, but everybody gets.
This is a
just
community
like seeing
event.
your old friends again.
It is.
And for some people who haven't seen each other for years, this is a place to come and do it.
Even when you're lining up down the street, we were lining up there on East Mill. I'm walking up and down, and people I hadn't seen in a while. I hadn't seen Michael Clayton in a while, and his son. And walking up and down saying hi to everyone, it's just really like a big reception. It's hard to even explain well, but it's so much fun.
You have to be here. You have to be here. There's still 2 days left. Just passing us by, we called them the heroes of the parade there. They're helping everyone keep the parade route clean today. The County Line 4-H Club, County Line 4-H, is located in Napomo. 4-H at Home provides critical learning resources for kids and teens all year long. 4-H empowers young people to be true leaders.
Kind of looking at what we are seeing up the street here. Nice big semi, Santa Maria four-wheelers on the way. They are a family-oriented four-wheel drive club formed in 1964. They go on organized four-wheel drive trips on day, weekend, and long runs.
They are community service focused, participating in Adopt a Highway with Caltrans, Adopt an Area, Adopt a Trail with the National Forest Service, They also do fundraising for local charities.
Santa Maria four-wheelers have been in the Elks Rodeo Parade for over 30 years with multiple awards. They also do the Santa Maria Parade of Lights and the 4th of July Parade in Napomo. Anyone with a four-wheel drive, welcome to join.
And we keep hearing that, Mayor. We keep hearing, decades. People have been involved for so long.
Oh, yeah.
The chairman of the parade, Jaime Flores, he said he's been involved for over 30 years as well. I mean, people just are drawn to this tradition in the community.
Well, I can remember as a kid being in the Campfire Girls and riding a bicycle in the parade. And I remember my uncle was up in the J.C. Penney building, and he was yelling at me, and I turned around and I ran into the truck in front of me on my bicycle. So yeah, I remember that part.
That's something you don't forget. That's for sure. It's a very, very special event here.
Yeah, just kind of looking up the street here, we've got more four-wheelers
Oh,
behind
look
us,
at
and that just shows you how excited they are to get more people to join their club. So basically, if it's on four wheels, you can join it. And then up the street from them, we have Pioneer Valley High School Marching Band as well. It's great to see the kids, because the way to keep an event like this going, you bring back everybody who's been here, and then you bring the kids to watch, but you've got to get the teenagers involved as well, and we're seeing that again.
And you know what is amazing? There were years where they had maybe just one marching band in town with the high schools, and now the high schools have their own. That's how things grow. I mean, it's just amazing how it's growing, and how important is the kids to be able to participate, whether it's in sports or in the band.
I think now more than ever, Dave mentioned a little bit earlier, not having it makes you appreciate it so much more. And that goes into the younger generations as well, as we're seeing with all of these bands out here, bright and early and very polished.
Very, very, very polished. Yeah.
So we are going to take a little break now. We will join you back in just a little bit with more coverage live of the 79th annual Santa Maria Elks Rodeo Parade.
Welcome back to the 79th annual Santa Maria Elks Rodeo Parade. I'm Janelle Padilla alongside Dave Hovde. We also have Mayor Alice Patino joining us this morning, just sharing the excitement of this event coming back to Santa Maria.
Well, like I said, this is great. People are so excited. You're really seeing it out on the parade route. Kids are actually awake early in the morning and they're waving. Everybody's waving. They're happy to see you.
I think a lot of people, after having so many events canceled the past couple of years, they worry, are these events going to come back with the same enthusiasm? But, I think that it's safe to say that people are enjoying themselves and it's drawing a big crowd.
By the way, Pioneer Valley High School Marching Band right behind us, so they were obviously practicing while everybody was away. But Alice, just picking up on that idea of just kind of getting everything back and the enthusiasm.
You don't know how much you miss something, like we were saying, till it's gone. But people are really excited to be out and to be welcoming all this and to see the parade. There are some people who don't care for parades, and I'm married to one of those. But most people love parades. I love parades. Most people love parades. They want to see. It's exciting. They want to hear the music. They want to see the horses. They want to see the kids.
There's a lot of energy out here.
There's a lot of energy.
It's been happening since 7 o'clock when Broadway was getting lined with people.
The weather's great. The sun is coming out. I said, come on out, sun. You can come out.
And she made it.
And she made it.
That's called power. All right. Well, Claudia Bucio is out on the parade route. Let's check in with her, who's getting an up-close and personal look at all the action. Claudia.
Thank you, Janelle. Now we want to hear from the people, right? The crowds who are enjoying this majestic show. But right here, I am with Zayden and Griselda. The little outfit. Look at the boots, the hat. Oh, the bubbles too. So tell us a little bit about the outfit, the thinking behind it.
So my mom, ever since we were little, she's always dressed us up for the rodeo. Always go all out, go get the boots, the hat, and everything. So now it's my nephew's turn. He's the only one in the family, and that's little, and she just, look at, they're all dressed up.
He's the baby for sure.
The baby.
Now, so far, what has been your favorite thing you've seen in the parade?
The little dancers and the horses. All of it, actually. It's amazing that we could all come together and do this again, despite of COVID and everything. So.
And he got his bubbles, right? So he's happy. And just last thing, for you and your family, you say you come every year when you can. So do you guys plan it out? Do you carpool?
Yeah. He came since like 7 in the morning and sat out here just so that we could have a seat to be able to be front row. So yeah, every year.
Do you want
when it
or?
look.
Okay, I guess you're swapping.
Well, thank you so much, Grisella and Zeta, for sharing a little bit about this beautiful tradition. We can still see some of the other classic cars that are coming right behind us. But now, let's send things back to you over there, Janelle and Dave.
All right. Hi. Thank you so much, Claudia. Absolutely great job talking a little bit about that family connection and just getting everybody to the parade. And
joining us now is Steve Lavanino,
Hey, Steve.
5th District Supervisor.
How you guys doing?
We're doing great. How are you?
I show up and the sun starts peeking out.
You know what, Mayor Patino?
Well, yeah. I
He
figured
already
Dave
said
was
it.
going to take the credit, but that's okay.
He usually does, but not today. We gave it to the mayor. Well, we saw you riding down the parade route. You know, are you surprised at the turnout this morning?
I am, because I was, I was kind of, I was anticipating what happened last year. And, the crowd was a little bit down last year, so this was really cool to see everybody kind of bouncing back. And this is, I think it was as packed as it's ever been.
Absolutely. Yeah. Steve, now this really means so much to this community kind of historically, but this is kind of like a living history and moving it forward. It's really good to see the bounce back.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You want to talk history. You guys have been running those ads going back in time.
With all the old footage, yes.
Yeah, one of them from 1958, I froze it. My mom and dad from 1958 were sitting here watching the parade, and it was in your commercial.
Wow.
So it was like 4 days before they got married.
I mean, that's just the recurring theme. It's just a generational thing. It's a tradition so strong in this community.
My grandfather's been in this parade. My dad's been in the parade. I'm sure. Well, today I had 2 grandkids, so
Good.
real excited.
Oh,
yeah, that's the thing. Claudia was just talking to a family, bringing the family out. And it's not only just a tradition to be involved, but also just to bring your family if you live
Oh yeah, you look along the parade route and there's all kinds of, generational families, the little kids, the dog, the grandma, the grandpa. Listening to great music back here too.
Yeah, let's check that out for a second here as well.
All right, this is the Arianas Junior High School Band. They're bringing their heroic spirit to audiences today with their performance of the Avengers theme. Does this sound familiar? All right, the band is under the direction of Aniela Hoffman and is delighted to be performing again in this year's parade. After a 2-year hiatus, a lot of people with their enthusiasm. I mean, it's not easy to practice for this and then be up this early.
Yeah. So Janelle, do you play any instruments?
Does a
You're on the
tambourine,
spot.
does a tambourine count?
That does not count.
I'm more of the dancer. I think, Dave, you said you played the trumpet?
Trumpet,
yes. What about you?
No, I have absolutely no musical skills.
All
Can't
right.
So
sing.
I'm the only one who's really qualified to talk about the band.
I can tell you if they sound good, and those kids sound like they've been practicing.
Yes.
So.
There's a lot of high school and junior high school bands out here, and it takes a lot of effort, especially for young kids to get out and practice and have that commitment to the cause.
And miss the road apples while they're out there. That's the other thing. Yeah.
We keep giving that credit where it's due. Those people who are the heroes of the parade route, cleaning up with their shovels.
Well, my 2 granddaughters, they were, that was the focus of the parade, was kind of watching us maneuver around those landmines. So, although we were in the car, that was...
The Alma Leka El Shriners from the Historical Shrine Auditorium in Los Angeles are here, by the way, and they're just behind us right now. And you can see quite a few classic cars moving up the streets as well. We got a classic, a new one, and then a classic up the street.
I got to drive in a 1967 Cadillac. It had the big Longhorns on the front.
Oh, we saw, yes. How could you miss that? How could
Don't say that's old. I was born in '67, Steve.
Well, I got you beat by a few years there, Dave. So.
Oh,
yeah,
you look like a kid.
It's a relic. It's
you
a relic.
look like a kid.
Tell us about how they choose the cars for you. We just talked to Mayor Patino about that. Is that just?
Well, yeah, no. It just kind of gets assigned to you. But now I have a relationship. I rode in the Christmas parade. Todd Edwards, it's his vehicle, and now we've got a little thing going, so I really enjoy the car, and it's got a lot of room for my grandkids, so...
Just part of the excitement
It's
of
part
the
of the
rodeo.
excitement every year now. I don't even know what kind of car that is. Bugatti.
1927
Bugatti.
Wow.
That's more your year, right?
Oh, boy. I was going to say that's yours.
Oh,
but...
man, it's getting hot up on this desk here. All right.
These Alma Leka folks, they brought a whole bunch of people.
They bring a crew.
And we've got a smaller band here as well. By the way, I can tell you what some of those instruments are. You've got alto sax, you've got a guitar there. That's a drum set, Steve.
All right, Janelle, we gave him an inch. All of a sudden he's the expert now.
That's why I'm just letting him go, because I know.
Hey, by the way, I'm a last-minute fill-in here for Richard. If you give me a microphone, I'm never going to stop talking.
They're
we've got a
continuing with
stagecraft vehicle
stagecraft.
coming too.
It's so fantastic. I mean, the horses are a sight to see, but these cars are truly amazing.
So the Almalika Stagecraft Unit, which is the smoking unit behind us right now, under the direction of Dario Gamboa, the Stagecraft Unit sets up all the stage props and scenery for various events and ceremonies. That is something else. So, Steve, we get people here from Los Angeles, the Central Valley. This is a gravitational center. I've said it a couple of times today, but the authenticity, the history of this event, this is something that people want to be involved in.
Absolutely. I remember as a little kid coming here, and one of the things I remember is a group called the Compton Sounders. It used to be like a drill team. You used to see, and it's good to see people start coming back now from down south, up north, all over the place. Just like I think people are surprised at the kind of rodeo that we can put on here in Santa Maria. We also do a pretty good job putting on a parade. So.
I think, you know, after the time off, to see this roar back like this, the attendance, the attendance at the, I think it was. I think really people wanted to get outside
again. We need something
again.
to do.
Yeah.
We're tired of being inside.
Well, there's no better, let's run down what's happening tonight. So the rodeo's at 6 p.m. and then it continues into tomorrow as well. And then at the end of the parade route, just this afternoon here, we want to invite everybody to attend the Foodsco Rodeo Parade Fair that's at the end of Broadway after where all the floats, you know, dismiss, I suppose. And they'll include free concerts, bouncy houses, rock wall, and game movers.
Bounce house not for you, Steve.
Yes,
but great food, and there's Legoland tickets also not for you.
Right on.
Homemade cast iron Santa Maria style barbecue. I bet you've had some of that.
I'm in there.
And movie passes and a lot more. So check out the Foodsco Rodeo Street Fair, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
And I've driven by there already because that's the end of the parade route, and there are plenty of people already packed down there. The food's already hot and getting served, so smells great down there too.
They've been letting some people out of the hoosegow, it looks
should
like
we be
back
concerned
here.
about this, Steve?
Yes, this might be a problem. They do not look all that dangerous, however.
They're not moving too quickly.
So that's a paddy wagon. This is more from the Almaleka Coppers in cop uniforms. James Orr leads this group.
You know, Claudia Bucio is down there on the parade route. Let's see what she's seeing out there. Claudia.
Thank you, Janelle. As Mexican-American, a very proud Mexican-American, I had to stop by and show a little bit about my culture. And here I am with Charros Unidos of the Central Coast. Now, Mitzi, you've been doing this for years. Tell us, why is it important for you to keep the tradition alive?
You know, it's been in my family for years, so doing it for my family, you know, it makes me proud that I'm making my family proud.
Now tell us, what are charros? Explain to the community, what is it?
Charros is a special tradition that we have. You know, we also do sports as well, like charreria. It's something that, you know, it runs in our blood and our culture, and very proud of it.
Now, where's your family from? What part of Mexico?
I'm part of Yagualica, Jalisco.
So from Jalisco, that's actually where my mom is from, fun fact. But you can just tell how beautiful this dress is. Your horse matches with you too, so it is beautiful. And you can hear the banda right behind me, which is a very traditional musical genre. So definitely a lot going on. Hopefully you can hear me because we have the band right behind us. But you can tell a lot of these folks are so proud. This is something that the parade has also made a point to make it more diverse and really show the culture and the community that lives here in Santa Maria. So I think I'll just stick around a little bit so I can enjoy a little bit of the music and of course dance a little bit because I'm feeling it, guys. Well, let's send it back to you.
Thank you, Claudia. Great job out there as always.
You see, you're just feeling the music.
And we are back here. Dave Hovde, Janelle Padilla. And Janelle, we've got another guest.
We have Matt Merritt, and he may not look like it right now, but this is one of our rodeo clowns.
Yeah, I do, and I kind of feel like I look like it all the time. You know, I wear the clown makeup, and then sometimes I just have this sensation like I need to clean my face and realize,
Take off the
there's
nose.
no makeup. Yeah.
Okay, I've always wanted to ask, how do you get started in that line of work?
Man, what's basically a series of bad decisions.
Oh, there you go.
No,
that's how you get into broadcasting, by the way, too.
I grew up in Louisiana, kind of close to Texas and Arkansas, so rodeo was not an uncommon sport, you know, so I just sort of fell into it as a young man and been really crazy. I've been to Australia, New Zealand, Canada, Mexico, Santa Maria.
You're
Lots
an
of great-
adrenaline junkie, I would take it.
Yeah, well, a little bit. So my job's a little bit more kind of like yours. I do a lot of microphone work and entertainment in the lulls of the rodeo. So that's sort of the challenging part. And then yes, I'm in the barrel, the Coors barrel that you've seen at the Santa Maria Rodeo.
That's the thing.
Yeah, so I took a hit last night, but
Did you?
Yeah, I'm feeling fine though. It wasn't so bad.
Take a hit. You have to
elaborate on
this.
this.
You might need to explain it a little bit more than that.
So when they buck the bulls, the bullfighters are there to distract the animal and get the bull away from the cowboy, so he has just a split second to get away. And then I'm out there in the barrel because the arena's so large, kind of an island of safety for everyone to run behind. It's a steel barrel, the one that we're using here, weighs about 300 or 400 pounds, and then with me in it, So the bull came out. The guy got away, and then he saw me out there, so he just hit the barrel. I mean, I don't know how to put it other than that. He ran over it.
But is it like being in a car accident? What is it like being inside there?
Every time's different. So sometimes it feels like you are in a wreck, like you hit a tree, and it's just a real abrupt stop. And then other times it rolls really smooth. Honestly, the guy that builds my barrels is Sean Caldwell, and he's in Texas, Weatherford. And he makes them, there's this whole science behind it, where it rolls in a way that it doesn't hurt that bad, and it kind of reduces the chance of concussions and all that. Yeah, but
I learned a lot right there.
I know. I'm kind of blown away that this is what you do.
Yeah, who thought rodeo clowns used physics? Yeah.
Right, yeah, but you actually are dressed as a rodeo clown.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a little bit more of an athletic look than it is a clown look, but it's a kind of a mixture, and it's what rodeo's always had, and man, it's a really cool position to have, and it's a really amazing way to make a living.
Right. Well, we appreciate you being here this early and being in one piece, of course, because it sounds like a very dangerous thing that you do. We're being a rodeo clown.
I think we have Charros Unidos behind us right now. This is something else. Absolutely fantastic. So obviously you've traveled around quite a bit. You've seen other rodeos. How does Santa Maria compare?
Well, I would say the number one thing, and you probably heard this from most of the people, community. This parade, things like this aren't quite as celebrated in other communities that we travel to, and I do this every week. But Santa Maria, the benevolence, the money raised, the Elks Lodge, the rodeo itself, the parade, it's mind-blowing. And you see so many people, California gets a bad rap a lot of times. It does. Just people joke about it and everything. Man, I come here and I see Americana. I see people going down this road with giant smiles on their face. These beautiful people here watching it. This is I don't know how to say that it compares to anything else, because it really doesn't.
Well, we've always taken great pride that this is a special part of California, because this isn't Northern California, Southern. It's not really urban, but you know what's interesting is people from those areas flock here to get a little bit of this authenticity.
I know, man. It's quite amazing. I tell jokes. I said when I got across the Santa Maria city line, I think that the police pulled me over and poured Suzy Q's all over me and said, "Now you're ready." Yeah, that's all I know about this place. Is everybody seems happy all the time, and the tri-tip's delicious.
All right. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you being here, and we want to look out for you. You stay safe out there, though. We don't want to hear about any more of these barrel accidents.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Enjoy. All right. Let's see who's coming up next down the parade route here. We have United We Stand. What is this?
This is a furniture place here in town. By the way, this is really important to talk a little bit about some of our sponsors here. I want to thank Santa Maria Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram for being our 2022 presenting sponsor, where your happiness is guaranteed. We have so many folks involved at the corporate level.
Right.
We talked a lot about how important that is and how benevolent the rodeo is and the parade is. And again, we want to thank all of our sponsors, and for all you folks watching at home today, live coverage of the parade. We have yet another guest.
Yes, and if you do not know her, you will know her now. We have our rodeo queen joining us. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name's Riley Hossel, and I was representing St. Joseph High School.
St. Joseph High, and you guys work, I mean, the queens, they're not just beautiful inside and out. You guys work really hard throughout the year to raise money for these great causes.
Tell us about that.
It was a long year this year. Last year it was actually like 5 months because the rodeo got postponed, but usually it's around 6 to 8 weeks. This year it was 12, so it was still longer than normal. But we had such a great time, and definitely a lot of early mornings and late nights, but it's all worth it.
What about visiting everybody today, going up and down the route and just talking to folks? They're happy to see you, I'm sure. But what's it been like?
It's been awesome. And we have our princess for a day, Isabella, with us, and she's super fun. And I just love hanging out with her and the other girls and seeing all the people here who want to support the rodeo. And it's one of the best traditions that we have here.
And so I'm sure you grew up seeing the rodeo and seeing the queen and the candidates. What does it mean for you to be now a rodeo queen?
Yeah, it's awesome. I would see all the queens and I love them so much. I would always look at their crowns like, wow, those are really pretty.
Yeah.
And then I got the chance to come and do this, and I found out what it was about and that we're raising money to give back into the community. And I was sold, and I'm like, okay, I need to be a part of this. I need to help give back. So
it's so amazing to have that purpose and that cause at such a young age, and really just being an example for younger generations. And as we see with this rodeo and with this big event, it does carry into the younger generations, and it stays with families for years and years to come. Well, thank you so much. Let's talk about how much money you've raised. We actually have some numbers here that I'm trying to find here. Do you know how much you've raised for your charity? $372,000. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did not until last night.
Oh, you didn't? Well, total, you ladies, the candidates all raised over $500,000
that's awesome.
raised by these rodeo queens. Now totaling over the years $16 million. It's incredible to make that big of an impact in our local community. That feels pretty good, I'm sure.
Yeah, it does.
All right, let's take a look. There's some more floats coming our way here. Do we see what they are? They have some shiny coats. They are a spectacle to see. Let's see, La Raza 102 FM here. Well, tell us.
We're getting deep in the program here now.
La Raza Radio, they're located here in Santa Maria. They're going all out with the appearance of these beautiful horses. Look at this. Look at this horse dancing. All right, well, let's check in with Claudia Bucio down there with all the action. Hi, Claudia.
Hi there. Sorry, it's a little bit hard to hear you, but yes, things are starting to wrap up. I am here with Mia and Maria, so I'm just going to ask you, what has been your favorite thing about the parade? Also, I love your hat.
What's your favorite thing? The horses?
No, Maria, describe some of the horses or things the horses did that you really enjoyed.
I'm sorry. What was that?
Oh, what were some of the things you enjoyed seeing the horses? Describe us a little bit.
Everything. Everything's good to see.
Now you put a lot of thought into coming in today. So, what was some of the preparation? Plan it.
Just getting ready to get out here early and watch enjoy it.
Do you guys have the pickup truck? So we're gonna widen the scene a little bit so you can see, because they brought their pickup trucks, they have chairs, they have a lot of it. So did you make it a point to get front row seats?
Oh, my friend did.
So let me ask you, how early did you have to get here?
About 7:30.
Tell us about the layout. How did you plan it all out?
Show up as early as you can.
And is this something you do every time there's a parade?
We try to, yeah.
Are you happy to see it back full swing?
Yeah, of course, yes. Yeah.
And let me ask you, what was your favorite thing?
The marching band. The marching bands. The horses too. The horses are beautiful.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us. I hear horses a lot, and you even see a lot of the kids with some stuffed animals. They got their cowboy hats and shoes and everything, their boots. So you can tell that families came here prepared, ready to enjoy, even if it meant waking up just a little bit earlier than usual. But as you can see, things are starting to wrap up out here. So people are starting to grab their chairs, starting to find their cars and just get ready to go home. But they did have a blast from what people are telling me. So I'd say it was a good day for a lot of people here in Santa Maria.
Thank you, Claudia. Great job out there as always. The sun is out. Yes, it did take a little bit of
It took a little time, Dave. We're blaming that on Dave Hovde for bringing the rain
That's
here.
okay. I knew I would take that if I showed up here today.
Absolutely.
By the way, I'm filling in for Richard Gearhart. He's under the weather a little bit today, but wow.
But what an experience to have, and thank you so much, Riley. We want to thank you so much for not only all the charity work that you've done, but also just being an example for generations. But for now, let's go ahead and toss to break, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the 79th annual Santa Maria Elks Rodeo Parade that just concluded. We were just coming off all of that energy that came down Broadway here. I'm here with Dave Hovde and Tim Murphy. Tim Murphy is the former chairman. We asked him his new title, and what's your new title?
I'm the
outgoing parade chairman. So.
Outgoing parade
But
chairman.
you've been sitting up here 10 years.
I've been on a committee for over 25 years.
Okay,
and
let
I
me
took
ask you a question.
Chairman for 10.
So we just experienced an amazing parade. We've had some amazing rodeo days so far. We're back.
We're back.
Put it in perspective for us. What you
Well-
saw today. How did
Well,
this turn out?
No, we really are back. You know, with the COVID and all, we had 1 year of no parade, and then we had to move the parade to September, and the turnout was maybe 60, 65 entries. This year we're back in June. We love being at this time of year. Beautiful weather. So we're excited to have this many. We had almost 100 entries. The crowd was quite large. I think part of it had to do with KSBY and the way you promoted the parade. This is one of the largest crowds we've had in a long time, so we appreciate all the effort you put into it, all the promos you ran, our historical moments, which used to run a couple times a day, and it seemed like every time I turned on the TV, there's another historical moment.
It's wonderful to see all of that
right
old
on.
footage because you really get
It
the
is.
perspective of how long this
real-
tradition has been around and what it means to people in Santa Maria.
Yeah.
And in 2019, record-breaking attendance,
Yeah.
and that carries into after the pandemic.
No, it really does. This is 79. Next year will be 80 years. So as you imagine, this has gone on for 80 years, and the rodeo's one of the largest rodeos in the country now. It sells out. I mean, it never used to sell out. It's amazing the crowds are seeing. And I've enjoyed it. Being the chairman, I want to thank Santa Maria Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram as being
Please
our
do.
presenting sponsor, and Fuego 97.1. They're our two major sponsors. I know you've mentioned all the other sponsors goes into putting this parade on, and it's all volunteers. There's no paid. We have the day of the parade. There's probably 60 or 70 volunteers working on the parade route. We have the lineup in the morning on Mill Street. We have 6 parade announcers all the way down the route, which most parades don't do. We've got our VIP tent, and we feed all the participants down at the Community Bank of Santa Maria. We have a hot dog barbecue, and we give out awards and trophies for first, second, and third place in all the categories. So there's a lot goes into. We start in January for our meetings, and it culminates in the parade today, and it was a great parade. I mean, this is one of the best ones we've had in a long time.
A plus. Speaking of A plus, our Claudia Bucio gave us a great effort today. Claudia, as we kind of wrap up today, let's toss it back to you.
Oh wait, sorry. Hello?
think I
Oh,
talked
okay,
a little
bear with me.
faster.
Sorry, I was hearing some noise over here, but take a look at this little Pomeranian with this pony. It's so cute. We just ran into this ranger.
Yeah, Ranger Walker.
Ranger Walker,
This is
so
Champ
tell
the
us.
Smiling Trick Horse. This Champ the Smiling Trick Horse and Dixie Dog. And they're going to be performing this week over at Coast Hills Baptist Church on Wednesday nights, our grand finale, 6 to 8. And they perform, do a bunch of tricks. We have inflatables and free food, special event for the whole family. And so we're just out here enjoying the parade and telling folks about the special event. And
Well, thank you so much for sharing. And
Oh, thank you.
Look at these models over here. But we do want to say that the city of Santa Maria is acting really quickly. The floats are gone, so now they're just really. We have police coming in, starting to clear off the street, and we even see some of those cars sweeping the street just so everything can open right back for traffic. So they're not wasting time at all. But I did want to introduce you to the Longoria family over here. We're wearing matching outfits over here. You see some bling, I see the jeans, I see the white pants and boots. Now, Irina, I want to ask you, what was your favorite thing about the parade?
Watching my sister be on the float of Rigetti FFA.
Your sister was on the float then. What did she do?
She was doing Rigetti FFA.
Now, for you, do you want to do that someday?
Yes.
And when coming to these events, what do you think? You would want to be part of that club as well, or do you want to do something else? Marching band? I don't know.
Being in that club as well.
So you're very proud of your older sister, huh? Yes. And how old is your sister?
She is 17.
Does she wear matching outfits too, Mom?
Yes, she does. Yes. Right now she's raising a pig. She's going to be showing it in the Santa Barbara County Fair.
Now for you, how important is it to get the family involved in the parade and also being here supporting your daughter?
It's very important. We do everything as a family. We help her raise her pig. We just get the family together and enjoy all this, opportunity in the parade and yeah.
Now, I want to ask you what was your favorite float, but I think we might be a little biased here, so I still will ask you though, which one was your favorite?
I have to say the FFA Rigetti float.
I mean, they did have someone driving the tractor and everything, so it was pretty cool. So
and all the horses, the whole parade was wonderful to watch.
And you do this every year?
Every year. We've been coming out for a little over 17 years with all our little girls. A family of girls.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much to the LaGloria family. So you've seen this throughout the day, throughout the parade. We've interviewed different families, and they all say that this is a huge tradition. They're excited for it to be back. They enjoyed the horses you heard, the marching bands. There's so much work behind the scenes. A lot of these troops had to prepare for weeks in order to be ready to perform in this parade. So definitely, it's not just one day performance. There's a lot of hard work behind the scenes. So we have to give a shout out to all those participants in the parade and also all of our workers that are trying to clear the scene. So traffic is back on the road here on Broadway, but that's all for now. Let's send things back to you because we gotta get out of the way so they can clear out the street.
Thank you, Claudia. Absolutely right. She was thanking all the participants, talking about all the efforts and the huge tradition. She's absolutely on the money. Great job today, Claudia. Thank you so much.
And one of those entries we saw was the Pioneer Valley High School Marching Band. Incredible performance. KSBY News photojournalist Kenny Nichols caught up with them as they prepared for the big day. Let's take a look.
Band, action, ha! Right. All right, let's do it.
We are the Pioneer Valley Panther Pride Marching Band. It's a wonderful experience. You have your own family here within the band. You get to play, you get to share a lot of things with everyone, and you get to go out and just show the community how much you love to play an instrument. There's a lot of work into it. We have to get in step, always follow drum line. We have to practice all our music.
Trumpets, you guys are sounding amazing. Same for drumline, woodwind.
Most of my freshman and sophomore kids didn't get to experience a lot of the parades since COVID happened. This is amazing because they're going to have another opportunity to go out there and show the community and show that we're back. Each parade has its own unique style of what we do, but with Pioneer Valley here, it's always fun. The excitement we see in people and the fact that we get to make them happy and make them feel that joy within music and having to be out there and playing and blasting the music. We get to show off our uniforms and we get to show off how much effort we put into this and how much we've practiced and all the long practices and all of that and how much we just love to play the songs that we pick for this parade. I want to go show off my band and how proud I am of them. They're going to do great. I know that for sure.
Incredible to hear that beautiful music. We heard it out here today. To perform it live in front of all these people, just something else. So a lot of that story there was about the preparation that goes in, the bands, the horses, the training, all the folks that come together to do this. It's a minor miracle to pull this off, but we've done it 79 times.
Well, that's the secret. We've done it for years and years. We've had volunteers on our committee have been here for some of them 40 years. So they know how to put on a parade, and we have a routine we go through. We start getting entries in March. We went online this year and it worked okay. We got a few things to change there. But all in all, it went very well. It just depends on the volunteers and everybody doing their job. And I want to mention Bobby Aquistapatch. I don't know if he was brought up before. We
talked about it at the beginning of the show.
He was there for 30-some years, and I took over from him, and now Jaime Flores is taking over from me, and a lot of the committee members stay on board. We brought on a lot of new ones this year, and they'll take over some of the jobs and keep the tradition going every year of having the Santa Maria Elks Rodeo Parade. Like I say, next year will be number 80. It'll be a big celebration. That's
going to be a big one.
That's going to be a big one, yeah.
You know, any concerns they've had, over the past couple of years of this returning or events returning and not having a good turnout, I think this just proves how strong it is in this community here.
Yeah, now and I want to thank both of you. You did it's your first parade, but you did a great job as far as I can see. I'm taping it at home, so I'll go back and I'll send you. I'll send you your grades.
Some emails from Tim.
I'm gonna get you. We'll give you a critique.
Well, Tim, I got to say, we got to thank you and for maintaining this incredible tradition and all the efforts you've done in handing things off. So thank you and the Elks so much for what you've done year after year.
Right, and you know, it makes a huge impact with the spirit in the community for the younger generations, but also on the economy. KSBY's Daybreak anchor Neil Hebert takes a closer look at the impact.
It's not 79 years old for no reason, right?
Thousands of spectators spaced out over more than 100 acres of land, 500 plus volunteers, and one bucking good time. The Santa Maria Elks Rodeo is back to business as usual, breaking a record for attendance with roughly 35,000 people attending in 2019. The rodeo is expecting more big things in 2022.
The rodeo has really been on a comeback since 2013. We've been on this path to be one of the fastest growing rodeos in the nation, which doesn't sound like a big deal, you know, maybe to everybody. There's 630 rodeos in the PRCA. And we are, you know, we're in that top tier.
The economic impact of the rodeo is extensive for the surrounding area. Hotels see a boost in bookings, restaurants have an influx of customers, and shops see fresh faces walking through their doors. On top of all the entertainment, the PRCA, the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association competition, is no laughing matter.
This rodeo is so big, it all culminates in Las Vegas for the National Finals Rodeo, where these athletes that are competing in Santa Maria can become millionaires. It's life-changing stuff that happens beginning in Santa Maria for these people.
It's more than just a rodeo. Bob Tallman said it best last night. This has become a destination. And when you can bring your entire family, your friends, it doesn't matter what age you are, there's going to be something for you. There's the great shopping, there's live music. This is all during the rodeo.
For those of you thinking you would not enjoy the rodeo, Jana has a message for you.
When I came in 2013, I absolutely said, Tina, I've never been to a rodeo, and I actually have no desire to go to a rodeo. You will laugh, you may cry a little bit. It is an experience, and you just have to try it. Try it once, and guess what? You're going to be a rodeo fan.
Neil Hebert, KSBY News.
Well, we certainly are rodeo fans. We want to thank you, Tim Murphy, for joining us and sharing. And even though the parade is over, the fun of the rodeo continues tonight. The theme for tonight's rodeo is Tough Enough to Wear Pink in support of breast cancer awareness. Activities begin at the rodeo grounds at 4 tonight. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next year for the 80th annual Santa Maria Elks Rodeo Parade.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.